If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay student, welcome to lecture 1 of this quality education advanced level series. So here we will be taking questions from the IIT entrance questions to 1999 onwards. Okay, then today we will be discussing from question number 1 to 1 to 2, 3 and 4 ABC, that is up to year 2000, 99 and 2000. Okay, then let's try to solve these questions. So what I will do, I have already solved here, so I will explain from here itself. So for this type of questions, IIT entrance questions, you have to be very careful about reading the questions and you have to find what is given the data. Interpreting the question is very important here to have a good interpretation what they want to say. Find the value of alpha and beta, and it is given both your alpha beta belongs to 0 to pi by 2. So this is a conclusion, this is an important thing they have given. What they have given, both your alpha beta, your angle lies between 0 to pi by 2, that is in first quadrant. Satisfying the following equation. It will look like trigonometry. It will be using some formula of trigonometry. If you are new to, if you don't know this, for right now you just remember it. Once you know, you remember the formula, once you know, then you can find it out from where this formula is coming. But some concepts of quadratic is used here, that's why I have taken here. So it is a mixed actually, you can say. In IIT entrance, they always do something. They mix 2-3 topics and then mix equations. So we have to deal with that type of questions. So here if you see what is the given here, cos alpha, cos beta and cos alpha plus beta. So what naturally what things that comes from us is from our mind is when seeing this one, to convert this one, if you know trigonometry, you know 2 cos A plus B is something will cos A plus B. So from here you should convert it into cos A plus B. So that's what we are doing. 2 cos A cos B, we have given 1 2 here. You can see you multiply both sides by 2. So it become 1 by 4. So what is 2 cos A cos B? Cos A plus B plus cos A minus B, then cos A plus B, then this one. If you take product, this is the. Now from here you can get stuck. So from here how to approach? Now one thing you can see, it is something like of a quadratic equation. If you take cos alpha plus beta x, it is x square plus cos alpha minus beta into x plus 1 by 4. Now because your alpha beta is fixed in first quadrant and it is angle, so that means your cos alpha, this what is x? X is equal to cos alpha plus beta. Because alpha plus beta is an angle, so therefore cos alpha plus beta will also be a real value. If you put input, cos will give some output which will lie between minus 1 to 1. Between you know between 0 to 1, and in negative it is minus 1 to 0. So output of cos lie between these two. That means the output is real. So output is real, that means x is real. So x, when this is real, that means your x is real. When x is real, if x is real, that means your d should be greater than equal to 0. So what is the d for this equation? For this equation, your x, that is unknown, that is cos alpha plus beta, is real. Because your x is real, that means the d, discriminant of this quadratic equation, should be positive. What is the discriminant? Discriminant is, it is your b here. You see, this is your b, this is your c. So b square minus 4 into ac, that should be greater than 0. So this is a nice conclusion from quadratic equation you can use here. So you should, that should click in your mind once you stuck in this position. Something's format of quadratic format, if you start, you think something about quadratic equation. So this is given greater than 1, so from here you can easily solve when cos will be greater than 1. Cos square will be, cos square alpha minus beta is greater than equal to 1. So cos always gives values between fraction, between minus 1 to 1. So between minus 1 to 1, if you square it, it will be in between. If you take anything in between these two and if you square it, it will never go outside 1. Because if you take square of 0.5, it will be 0.25. So if you take fraction square, it will never cross, it will never be integer. So in between minus 1 to 1, all are fractions. So if you take square of minus 1 to 1 in between values, it will never go outside 1. But they want to go outside. So outside you cannot go. So at the max you can go is equal to, because there is also equal to sign. So at the max you can go up to equal to. So cos alpha minus beta equal to 1, which means alpha minus beta equal to 0. Which means alpha equal to 0. So this conclusion was very important. Now once you know cos alpha equal to beta, then you can put it in your normal. This was my equation where I have got stuck. So I will put alpha equal to beta here. If I put alpha equal to beta, cos square 2 alpha, alpha equal to beta, these will cancel, cos 0 is 1, then it is 2 alpha. So now it becomes a cos square 2 alpha plus cos 2 alpha plus half, which is equal to 0. Now you can easily do it now with this one. This is a square plus 2 into a into b plus half square. This is a plus b whole square. You can see a square plus 2ab, 2 cancel, that's why it is simply x, it is half square. So it is this one, a plus b whole square. So if you solve it here, you cos alpha is equal to minus half. So now you know what is the value of cos alpha. Cos, what is the value of cos? Is this two quadrant is positive for cos, these two are negative. So 1/2 means for which degree it is half? 60 degree. Cos 60 is half, but this is for plus. So for minus, here it should be 60 degree. So generally we mention the angle from 0 degree. So if I say from 0 degree, how it will look? Total is 180 minus 60. So from here it will look 120 degree. So angle we have to give answer from looking from here total. Local angle at that quadrant it is 60 degree, but we cannot say it is, we can say 60 degree in second quadrant. That can also we can give as an answer, but generally the standard way, this is another way, but the normal way is you go for start from 0 and see what is the angle. From 0 it will be 180 minus 60, 120. So your alpha is equal to 60 degree, which is here. In the triangle PQR, angle R is given 90 degree. So in the triangle PQR, angle R is 90 degree. This is R, this is PQ. Okay, this is given to you. If tan P by 2 and tan Q by 2 are the roots of this equation, then something. Now once you know this you see these two are the roots. So once you know these two are the roots, now you know sum of the roots. What is sum of the roots? You know this one, something that is minus b by a. You know product of the roots. Now if you know a trigonometry, you can now have an idea from where in which formula we can use this tan a plus b, tan a tan b, tan a plus tan b by tan a tan b, that is tan a plus b formula. So from here you forget other things and you think tan a plus b. Okay, it is tan a plus b. So if I apply this formula, I can use these values. So let me see what is there. Should it lead to somewhere else? So if I apply tan a plus b, tan p by 2 plus q by 2, so tan a plus tan b by 1 minus tan a. Now what is this? P plus q by 2. P plus q by 2 is p plus q by 2. P by 2 q by 2. What is p plus q? In the triangle they are given, you see what is the p plus q? P plus q is 90, because this is 90, so sum of three angle is 180, so sum of these two will be also 90 by 2. That means it is 45. That means this is nothing but tan 45. That means this is nothing but 1. So this expression they have given as 1. They will twist it in such a way, they will mix it in everything here, but you have to find it out and you have to start from somewhere. From where I have started, because these two roots are given, I have started sum of the roots product. Once I have seen this one, this struck into my mind. Once this struck into mind, then I have used this p plus q. What can be p plus q value? Is there is anything given in p plus q? Yes, this is given. So now everything forms in a good shape. So we put it this value minus b by a c by. Now if you do it, it is a simple now calculation. If you do it, c by c equal to a plus b. The basic idea is from where you should start. So you should start from where? You should start thinking something from reading the questions and try to do something with the given things. Obviously you will find something, but don't stop. You start writing. Once you start writing, then you will find something. Okay, the roots of these equations are real and less than 3. Now this, because it is a smiling parabola, it will be of this fashion. It should be less than 3. You can use the theory what I have discussed, but you can use it in this way also. We have done it in this way in JEE main question. This is a simple, because you can express it at a minus b whole square. So it is x minus a whole square. You can see it here. X minus a whole square you can write, and then plus it is a minus 3. This is another way I am doing. Or you can use this one, but this we will use because this is a little bit time taking. All the conditions we have to check. The theory you can check. We will use when we have no other options. But here it is easy to do in this way. That's why I am going in this way. So this whole square is equal to 3 minus a, and then x is equal to, you can calculate a plus minus 3 minus a. That should be less than 3. So if your a goes that side, so we forget about minus, because minus 1 will be always less than. So now you think about plus, only the plus positive, because minus root of minus negative value will be always less than the original number. Negative square root will be always less than the square root of that original number. So if you take this one, if you divide, because root now it is positive we are dealing, you can divide both sides by positive number. 3 minus a divided by root 3 minus a. If you take square, then this 3 minus a is greater than 1. That means a is greater than 2. So you can see the answer. A is less than 2. That is your option A. Question number 3. If alpha beta are the roots of this equation, and find the roots of this equation. Now again, once you see this one, something should strike again in your mind. So what I am doing here,
or one question, or how we will approach this one before going to this solution. Don't look at this solution. So because alpha beta are the roots of this one, so you have alpha minus alpha, x minus beta, that should satisfy this equation. Why I am going with this question? Because something of x minus alpha, x minus beta is also given in the next line. So we know this theorem, if alpha beta are root, then product of these two should be equal to this equation. So this is given to you. Okay. Now if it is given to me, now what I need to find? I need to find the solution of this equation, and this is given. Okay, this is given to me. Now solution of this equation, if I put it here, how to solve this equation? This equation I have to solve. So let me put the values from here, x minus alpha, x minus beta here. So what I can put, x minus a into x minus b plus c equal to c, c get cancelled. From here you can, that is x equal to a or x equal to b. So the roots are simply a and b. So no need to go by this method. This is also another method I will explain. But here you can easily see, because alpha beta are the roots of these equations, and they are also asking x minus alpha, x minus. So once you see this one, it should come in your mind, okay, if alpha beta are the roots, then x minus alpha into x minus beta should be equal to this. So this is given to me. Now they are asking to find this. So let me put what is given here. This is given this much, so I put it this here. So from here I am directly getting. What here we have done here, this is another one. In this method, we have calculated this one, we have calculated alpha plus beta, we have calculated alpha beta, sum of the roots and then product of the roots. We have gone for the, here I have gone for the next equation. Next equation, suppose I have two roots, gamma and delta. The sum of the roots is this one, product of the roots is this one. Now you match this equation 1 and equation 3. Equation 1 and equation 3, have a look. Equation 1 and equation 3. Alpha plus beta equal to a plus b, alpha plus beta equal to gamma plus delta. From here also you will get a hint. Gamma is nothing but a, delta is nothing but b. If you are not getting hint from here, you look at the second and fourth equation. Alpha beta equal to a plus b, and this is alpha beta equal to, if you calculate c that side, gamma delta plus c. Now if you see, alpha beta is equal to gamma delta plus c, alpha beta equal to a b plus c. That means gamma is equal to a, yeah, delta is equal to b. So that should be alpha and gamma. Gamma and delta is nothing but AB. You can conclude from here also. Or you can go this way also. This is also easy way. Either way you do it, you will find it. But the equation is this one. P is greater than 0. One of the roots is square of the other, then P. Now it is easy. Because one root is alpha, then it is alpha square. We can directly start here. The sum of the roots is given to is, product of the roots is given to is. Now once this is given to it, alpha cube equal to 1. Now you have to get some idea. Now what they are asking you to find, they are asking you to find value of p. Now what you can do, you can put the value of alpha here and do something to do here. But if you know complex number, suppose you don't know complex number, then you go this method. This is all. So you put this alpha, I will come to this. So what is alpha? Alpha cube equal to 1. So somehow we have, then one thing you from here one thing will come, alpha cube equal to 1, that means alpha equal to 1. You don't think about these two initially if you don't know complex number or what. Then you put alpha equal to 1 here, so 1 plus 1, then p equal to minus 6, but you will find no options with p equal to minus 6. Then what happened? That means alpha cube equal to 1 will give me other roots also, not equal to 1. This one we have to find. Or else before doing cube root, you try to impose this alpha cube here. Without taking what is alpha, you try to put what directly alpha cube here. To put directly alpha cube here, we have to take cube of this one. So if I take cube of this one, whole cube, so this is this one. So if I put this is in this point, a cube, a plus b whole cube, a cube plus b cube plus 3ab into a plus b. Now alpha cube they have given 1, alpha cube is 1, alpha cube is 1, this one is already p by 3. So one expression you will get. Now solving this one will take some time because it is a cubic expression. So what you will do, you put the options. Which option satisfied is A, B, C. You put p equal to 1 by 3, p equal to 1, p equal to 3, p equal to 2 by 3. You will see that option C is satisfying it. That's why it is 3 is answer. Now suppose you are not going with this one. Now suppose you know whenever you find x cube equal to 1, you always think x is not equal to 1. X is equal to 1 omega omega square. If they mention that x is real, then obviously x equal to 1. Now you know, after some time you will also know complex number. So 1 cube root of 1 has a 3 cube root. Cube root there will be 3, square root there will be 2. So 1 will also have a 3 cube root. 1 is real, other 2 are imaginary, omega and omega square. So they are dealing with here omega and omega square, not omega. Now if you take omega or omega square alpha equal to, if you put it there, omega plus omega square equal to minus p by 3, and we have already seen one time 1 plus omega square, 1 plus omega square equal to 0. So omega plus omega square is equal to minus 1. So from here you will also get p equal to 3. So either way, if you forget this one also, if you start with alpha equal to 1, you given that no option is there, it is wrong, question is wrong, don't go by that way. You think, because you try to put as alpha cube as intact here and try to do something with this also. Or else if you see anywhere from now onwards alpha cube equal to 1, you think alpha has 3 value, 1 omega and omega square. You will see it in complex. Alpha beta, where alpha is less than beta, it is given. The roots of the equations these, where C is negative, B is positive. Okay. Now this is given, C negative, B positive. You can see C is less than 0 and B is greater than 0. Then you have to predict something about alpha beta. And alpha and beta are the roots also they are mentioned. So if alpha beta is root, that means sum of the roots you can find alpha plus beta. Sum of the roots is minus b by a. Now b is positive, minus b by a. So b is positive means there is a minus sign here, and b is positive. That means sum will be always negative, because b is a positive value. Before that there is a minus, so sum will be always negative. And let us see the product. What is the product? C by a. Now because C is negative, so the product is also negative. So when you product two numbers, you get negative. That means what are the symbols of that number? That means they are of opposite signs. That means one should be plus, one should be minus. Then that's only the product will be minus. If both are of same sign, plus plus, product will be plus. Though both are of minus, then minus minus also be plus. That means one will be plus and one will be minus. And because your sum is negative, that means the minus one has at more magnitude. The value of minus 1 is more than the plus 1. That's why if you add minus 3 plus 2, then you will get minus 1, because 3, that minus 3 1 and another one is 2. The minus 1 have a magnitude 3 which is more than 2. The power of minus 1 is more, you can say the value of minus 1 is more. That's why. So because it is negative, that means the minus 1 is okay. Now the which one is the smaller? Alpha is smaller. So obviously alpha will be negative and beta will be positive, because one is negative, one is positive. That means your alpha should be somewhere here and beta should be somewhere here. And the magnitude of alpha, this alpha, should be greater than your beta, because it is a smiling parabola. X is 1, so it will go like this way. 1 is negative, 1 is positive. This is my 0, 0, 0. Your beta should be small than your alpha, because the negative one will have more power. So from the options you say both are positive, this is wrong. This is negative, this can be answer, but let me check. Both are negative, this is wrong. This and this can be answer. One is saying alpha is 0, less than 0, beta is greater, okay. And here also it is saying, but here it is saying beta is less than mod alpha. Here beta is greater than mod alpha. So you see mod alpha is this much and beta is this much. So obviously beta value is less than mod alpha. Mod alpha means only magnitude. So alpha magnitude is more. So obviously B is your answer. B is greater than A. Find the equations of this has both the roots in this. If B is greater than A, they are the same. Now they are asking whether both the roots is greater than one root is something, locations of the root they are asking. So for that we need to draw this one. So you see, if you take product, it will be alpha square, the first one. So the A is always, so that means it is a smiling parabola. That is obviously sure, it is a smiling parabola. So let us draw a smiling parabola. Till now we don't know the positions of A, B. Now they are asking to find out, and B is greater than B, so B will be this side and then A will be this side. That's what we know. In the number line, B will be at higher right hand side and A will be at left hand side, because B is greater than B. That's what we know. But because they are asking the roots location in terms of A, B, so let us calculate the function A, B. What is the value of A and B? Let's suppose we don't know this one. So we put in place of alpha FA. What is the value of the function at A? You can find, if I put x equal to A, then this is 0, this is minus 1. That means at A the function is negative. This is minus 1. So that means A is here, somewhere in between. Suppose this is minus 1. And if you put B also, that is also minus 1. That means somewhere here is B. Now you can say, you can easily say what is the nature of the roots. One root is less than alpha A and one root is greater than B. So you can say one root is less than A, that means from minus infinity to A, somewhere here you can see x1, and other would be from B to infinity. This side is infinity, so from B to infinity. So that easy one, you just need to calculate the value of function at this. So you know this is with the curve. I don't know why it is A is B. Now let us calculate the value of function at AB. If it is positive, that means A is here, B is here. Both are positive means A should be here, B should be here, or they can be here also. So let me calculate. If 1 negative 1 positive, that means A is here, B is here. So you can get an idea. If you know AB, then you can put AB. If you know the value of function at AB, you can put your AB accordingly. Because I am getting negative at AB, that means both your AB is inside this one. Once you know it is inside this, then it is easy. The roots are, one is this side, one is that side.
If you like the video, then press the like button and please give your valuable comments in the comment section.